Welcome to the Austrian Alps. This is your Limber Up mobility class, perfect for getting out of bed a little bit achy, feeling a bit stiff after a day of work at the desk, or just wanting to warm up before your workout. Welcome to this gorgeous backdrop, and today we are going to loosen up the full body from top to bottom. And let's get started into and around our neck with some nice juicy neck rotations. So to start with, let's root our feet into the floor, lift up through the arches of our feet, take our hands down towards the floor, roll the shoulders down from the ears, and then take one ear down to one shoulder. Then take the chin across to that same shoulder and track a smooth, slow circle up towards the sky, around to the other side, tucking the chin down towards the chest, and then back to the original side. A nice, slow, controlled joint rotation. Let's do it all on the other side. So you're going to tilt that ear down towards the shoulder, and then you're going to look across to the shoulder. And let's go through that big circle again. Now, as we look up towards the sky, we want to feel a stretch across our throat rather than a pinch across the back of our body. And then as you look down towards your chest, that's whenever you feel the stretch across the back of the neck. If you feel pinching in the back of the neck as you look up, please reduce the range of motion. Super! Nice job. Now let's move down into and around our shoulders. So come tickle those shoulders, and then we're going to take big elbow rotation. So elbows come forward, elbows come up to the sky, then elbows come back, and then elbows go down. Brace the core so that only the shoulders are moving here rather than the rippling of the spine. We're going to mobilize our spine a little bit later, but we want to take some isolated joint rotations into our shoulders first. And you can follow the speed that I'm at, or you can take it a little bit slower, of course. Beautiful work, guys. Let's do exactly the same reversed. So now we take the elbows back, take them up, take them forward, take them down. And the whole time that this happens, you've got a squeeze of the bum and a brace of the core to try and keep the shoulders as isolated as possible. And maybe you'll hear some noises here, maybe it feels a bit clunky. That's pretty normal, as long as it doesn't hurt, of course. And if it does, please reduce the range of motion. All right, let's get into our hips. Brace the core, square the hips, and from here lift the knee up, take them back around, and then reach down towards the shoes, and then bring yourself back up and down again. All right, let's give this a little whirl. So get your balance, bring your knee up in line with your hips, then open up the gate, keep the hips square. Then the foot comes behind you, and then using the mobility of your hamstrings, reaching down towards the floor. Maybe you touch the floor, maybe you don't. Then reverse the movement, bring yourself back, lift the foot up, around, forward, and down. Let's go on the other side. So get your balance, get your stability, bring the knee up, square the hips, open the gate, set it behind you, and then dive that body down and to the side. So you might feel a nice stretch across the side of the back, as well as the hamstring and the ITB, which is around about the side of your thigh. Let's go one more time on each side. So this is a beautiful exercise for starting to mobilize the hips, starting to feel a bit of a dynamic stretch down the back of the body, and then also switching on the core just a teeny tiny bit to get our stability and control with some single leg work. Last time, last side. Knee comes up, knee opens, knee behind, dive yourself down. Bring yourself up, back leg comes around, knee comes forward, set it down. Super. Okay, I think that we've got one more exercise to do to warm ourselves up. You are going to inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you're just going to stretch across to one side, but keep the hips square. Don't let them come across to the side. So reach up and then reach over, opening up your ribs. And then whenever you cannot reach over anymore, you're just going to fold forward into your forward fold, let yourself flop and roll yourself back up. It's a nice fun little exercise. So inhale, reach those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, one hand comes down, the other hand comes up and over. Keep lifting up and over as much as you can till you find your end range of motion, and then just let yourself come forward and flop into your forward fold and roll it up. Let's go again. Big inhale, come back to the original side. Stretch yourself up and over. Keep hanging into that, lifting out of it, and then whenever you've got no more room to go, then flop over and roll up. Last side, big inhale. Side stretch on the exhale. Feel the length into the side of the body. Feel the control into the side of the body. End range hit, bring it down, roll it up. And just like that, your dynamic warm-up is complete. Let's bring ourselves down into some inchworms. We're going to do this continuously, so tuck in that chin and then roll down through the spine. Start to mobilize through the spine. Walk yourself forward, feel yourself engage, come into your tabletop position. And then from here, you're going to give me a lovely happy cow and then a very angry cat. Tucking in those toes, coming into a little hover, and then pushing yourself back and rolling yourself up to your standing position. This is your first little inchworm sequence. We're going to do this 2 more times. So tuck in the chin and roll down the spine. Then gently walk yourself forward into your little tabletop hover with the knees in line with the hips. Drop down the knees, come into your happy cow, and then round the spine into your angry cat. Take it a little bit slower if you need to, of course. Maybe you just do 2 repetitions instead of 3 with me. But we're just trying to mobilize the spine a little bit more with this exercise. Taking yourself back and rolling yourself up. 1 more time if you're in the same pace as me. And with the cat and the cow, try and move through each vertebrae individually as much as you can. Take a little bit of time, particularly in that mid-back, which is a little bit more sticky in comparison to that lumbar spine. And find the mobility that your spine and your back is giving you today. Rolling yourself up to your standing position. Okay, time to advance this movement. We're now going to take our left foot forward and then go through some shoulder rotations. So tuck in the chin, roll yourself down, walk yourself forward. Now, the left foot is going to come forward towards the left hand. Set the heel down on the floor and drop down that right knee if you need to. Then you're going to rotate around with that left hand. Feel a nice shoulder joint rotation, bring it back around, set it underneath the shoulder, and then step yourself back into a quick plank, and let's go on the other side. So right foot to right hand, left knee comes down, then big joint rotation into the shoulders where the top of the hand hits the side of the bum. Then you're going to bring it back around, set it underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, set yourself back into plank, and walk yourself back into inchworm. Let's go again. So tuck down that chin, roll yourself down, and let's do that rotation all over again with the shoulders, and let's open up the hips. The option this time is that you can keep that back knee lifted if you want, but if the hip flexors are tight, please drop down that back knee. Remember, this is a bit of a limber up session, so listen to what your body is telling you today and the mobility in your legs and hips today. Swapping around straight away into the other side. Leg can be up on the back or down on the back. Hand comes back down underneath the shoulder, step yourself back into plank, and then bring your hands back towards your feet and roll yourself up. Okay guys, welcome to your next progression. So let's tuck down our chin, roll down, and bring ourselves into our little plank position. Our left foot's going to come towards our left hand. And then with all of that in line, drop down the back knee and bringing yourself up into your hip flexor stretch. With our hip flexor stretch, we're going to try our best to tuck our hips under. Now we're going to start to twist and tilt. So our left hand is going to come and try and reach down towards the outside edge of our right thigh. Then inhale, reach up, and exhale, reach over. And the whole time, a little tuck of the hips. Inhale, reach the hand up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down around the front foot and come into your plank position. Right foot comes in between the hands, let the left foot come down, inhale, sweep yourself up, and then exhale, take your right hand around the outside edge of your left thigh, and then on your next out breath, tilt towards that leg. Breathe it in, lift up, exhale, take it down. Then from here, press yourself back and round yourself up. Nice work, team. Let's do it all one more time on each side. So one more set of inchworms, taking yourself down, and this time maybe try and go a little bit deeper into the spine and the hip flexors. Dropping down that back knee, inhale, lift up the hands, and then as you exhale, take the hand behind. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, tilt over to that front left thigh. I absolutely love this exercise. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, sit your hands down. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, foot comes forward. Then inhale, rise your arms up. This time, right hand around the outside edge of the left thigh. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands come down. Then, as you inhale, you're going to step yourself back to plank and then set your hips up to the sky into your downward facing dog. Now, with this movement, depending on where you are holding tension, you might want to pedal those feet a little bit if you've got a little bit of tension into your calves, if maybe you're doing this before you go for a run. But for most of us, we might need to decompress the spine a bit by bending the knees as much as you need to find length in your spine. Press through the fingertips rather than the wrists. And just relax. Now from here, bring your big toes together, knees apart, sink the hips down towards your heels and find your child's pose. Again, finding some length into your spine here, into your back, and also opening up through the shoulders. Now let's make a minor adjustment. Bring those knees, ankles and hips in line so you are in a narrow child's pose, and you are going to dive and sweep your chest through, keeping your bum up. So knees, chest, chin sweep, hands stay under the shoulders from a baby cobra up into an upward facing dog if you want to. Then knees come down and take yourself back into a child's pose. This is called your child's pose up dog sweeps. So sweeping forward, press into the hands, baby cobra if you want, or energize through the wrists, lift up the kneecaps and press through the tops of the feet, and then sink yourself into your child's pose. With your upward facing dog, I want you to make sure that the shoulders are away from the ears by pulling the shoulder blades down and together. Beautiful work, guys. Make sure those knees are lifted and your bum is squeezed to support your lower back. Now on your next sweep through, we have some upward facing dog options. So taking yourself forward and lifting yourself up. Now from here, you can just dip your hip to one side and look over the opposite side. Feeling a nice little side stretch here, and then come to the other side. A subtle dip to feel a stretch down the side of your back. Then knees come down and set your whole body down on the floor. Now after all of those back stretches, I just want you to give your hips a little wiggle and let your back just lie nice and flat on the ground. For our last exercise, let's open up the pecs and the back. So let's take our left hand, bend the elbow and place the hand firmly on the mat. Then our right arm is going to be nice and long on by our side. Left foot comes up. Then squeeze the left bum cheek, bring it up and bring it around, and coming into a nice spinal twist. Now the more that we press into this left hand, the more you might feel a nice stretch across your pecs and the front of your shoulder. And this will be more on the right hand side that you will feel this stretch. Come back to the center. We're just going to swap it over to the other side. Left arm is long, right hand is down, right foot comes up, right foot comes across to the left side. Now the foot does not have to touch the floor. It can simply reach, it can simply hover. If you're feeling a lovely twist in your spine and a beautiful open sensation into your pec, that is all that I am after. Let's go one more time on each side. So coming across to the right side with your left foot one more time. Breathing into it. Last time, last side. Right foot across the left. And making this posture as relaxing or as active as you wish, depending on the pressure that you put through that hand that's on the floor. Coming back to center, pushing yourself up with your hands underneath your shoulders, and then setting yourself back into your final little child's pose of today. However feels comfortable for you. And now let's bring ourselves up into our seated position where we are going to finish our class, how I love to finish all my classes, with 2 big beautiful breaths. So big inhale, let's sweep our hands up towards the sky, and exhale, just let it all out. One more time for good measure, big inhale, up we come. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Austrian Alps with our gorgeous refugio behind us and this lovely alpine lake. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you feel nice, loose and limber. See you again. Cheerio. Bye-bye.